Each abandoned theater hides within its heart an untold story, a forgotten past, and perhaps a lingering presence. The abandoned theaters of our world are often shrouded in mystery and intrigue. These once thriving hubs of culture and community now sit silent and forlorn, their grandeur faded but not entirely lost. They stand as eerie testaments to a bygone era, their stages once echoing with the laughter, the tears, and the applause of audiences long since departed. They were once home to thespians, musicians, and artists, their walls resonating with the rhythm of life, and now they resonate with an uncanny silence, a hushed whisper of what once was. People are drawn to these hauntingly beautiful structures for various reasons. Some are lured by the undeniable allure of their decaying architecture, the way nature has begun to reclaim these once majestic buildings. They are drawn to the beauty in the breakdown, the poetry in the dilapidation, the peeling paint, the crumbling brickwork, the overgrown foliage. Each element tells a tale of time's relentless march. Others are captivated by the historical significance of these theaters. Each theater is a time capsule, a slice of history preserved in stone and wood. They speak of the cultural shifts, the societal changes, the evolution of art and performance. They whisper tales of the actors who graced their stages, the plays they hosted, the music that filled their halls. They are living museums offering a glimpse into the past. But perhaps the most tantalizing draw is the potential for paranormal activity. The theaters, with their darkened corners and shadowy balconies, are ripe for ghost stories. There's an undeniable thrill in the possibility of encountering a spectral audience member, a phantom performer, a lingering spirit still tied to the theater it once loved. These grand old structures, once filled with laughter and applause, now stand silent and forgotten, their stories waiting to be discovered. As we delve into the hidden mystique of abandoned theaters, we'll attempt to unearth these stories, bringing light to their darkness, voice to their silence, and life to their stillness. The story of theaters begins not in the modern era, but in the ancient world. A world where the echoes of the first theatrical performances still resonate, and where the shadows of the first actors still dance. Our journey commences in Athens, Greece, around the 5th century BCE, where the Theater of Dionysus stands. This theater, etched into the southern cliff of the Acropolis, is considered the birthplace of European drama. It was here that masterpieces of Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus first came alive, their words echoing through the open-air amphitheater. The Theater of Dionysus was more than a mere venue for entertainment. It was a nexus of culture, a hub of socio-political discourse, a place where gods and mortals intermingled in the narratives of ancient Greek myths. The theater's semicircular orchestra, the dancing place of the chorus, was considered a sacred space, a conduit to the divine. Moving on from Greece, we find the Roman Theater of Pompeii, a testament to the grandeur of the Roman Empire. Built in the 2nd century BCE, this structure was designed for spectacle and celebration. Its grandeur was a physical manifestation of Rome's power and wealth, a symbol that theater was not just an art form, but a significant aspect of societal life. The ancient theaters were more than just stone and mortar. They were living, breathing entities. Every performance, every line delivered, every applause that rang out added another layer to their rich tapestry of history. The theaters were a reflection of the society that birthed them, embodying the ethos, the beliefs, and the aspirations of the people. These early theaters were the progenitors of a tradition that has evolved and endured across millennia. They marked the beginning of a journey that would take theater from the sacred spaces of Greece and the grand arenas of Rome to the opulent halls of Renaissance Europe and beyond. These ancient theaters set the stage, quite literally, for the grand structures we explore today. They are the silent witnesses to the evolution of human culture, holding within their walls the whispers of a bygone era, the echoes of forgotten tales, and perhaps the secrets of the spectral presences that some claim still linger. The first theater to fall into abandonment is a tale steeped in historical intrigue. Cast your mind way back to the grandeur of ancient Greece, to an era where the concept of theater was born and nurtured. Here, nestled in the heart of this cradle of civilization, we find our first abandoned theater, the Theater of Dionysus in Athens. The Theater of Dionysus, named after the Greek god of wine and ecstasy, was once the bustling epicenter of theatrical performances. Here, legendary playwrights like Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes showcased their masterpieces, forever shaping the world of drama. But as with all great things, the Theater of Dionysus had its season. With the decline of Athens' golden age, the theater fell into disuse. The once lively stage was left to the mercy of time, and the once echoing applause was replaced by a deafening silence. The grandeur faded, the performances ceased, and the theater was abandoned, left to be swallowed by the encroaching vegetation. Now, imagine the ancient Romans, who, inspired by the Greeks, built their own theaters, only to see them suffer a similar fate. The Theater of Pompeii, the first permanent theater in Rome, met a similar end. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the theater was repurposed, reduced to a fortress, then a palace, and finally a food market. The grand stage that once hosted the finest Roman plays was lost, buried under the weight of history. The abandonment of these theaters wasn't just a result of the fall of empires. It was a reflection of shifting cultural landscapes, of evolving societal structures and tastes. It was a testament to the transient nature of art and its physical manifestations. But even in their abandonment, these ancient theaters hold a certain allure. They stand as silent witnesses to the bygone eras, whispering tales of the past to those who dare to listen. They remind us of the cyclical nature of civilization, of the rise and fall of empires, and of the enduring power of art. This theater may have been the first to fall into silence, but it was far from the last. From the ashes of the ancient world, a new era of theater was born. As the Renaissance breathed life back into the arts, theater found a new voice. The Renaissance was a period of rebirth, a rekindling of the human spirit, and theater was no exception. The plays of this era were no longer merely religious performances. They began to explore the complexities of human nature and the myriad of emotions that lie within the human heart. As we moved into the Industrial Revolution, theater adapted to the changing times. The invention of gaslighting illuminated stages in a way that the world had never seen before, bringing a new dimension to performances. The birth of the modern theater was upon us. Grandeur was the order of the day, and theaters were constructed to reflect this. They were palaces of art, places where the common man could rub shoulders with the upper crust, all in the name of entertainment. Let's take a moment to remember a few of these grand old dames, now silent and abandoned. The Royal Theatre of Bath, for instance, opened its doors in the late 17th century. It was a beacon of culture in its heyday, but now stands silent, a shadow of its former self. Then there's the Theatre Royal Drury Lane in London, which, despite being rebuilt several times since its opening in 1663, has been abandoned for years. Its stage, which once hosted the likes of Nell Gwyn and Sarah Siddons, now lies empty. And who could forget the Old Vic in London? Once a prominent hub for Shakespearean plays, it is now reduced to a mere whisper of its past. These are but a few examples of the many theaters from this golden age that now stand deserted, echoing with the silent applause of a bygone era. The echoes of applause may have faded, but the grandeur of these structures remains. They stand as monuments to a time when theater was at the heart of cultural life, a time when the stage was a mirror reflecting the society of the day. Even in their abandonment, these theaters still have stories to tell, if only we take the time to listen. Abandoned theaters are not just historical sites. They are also fertile grounds for tales of the paranormal. Their crumbling walls and decaying interiors have witnessed more than just plays and performances. They've been the silent observers of unexplained encounters and eerie occurrences, stories that continue to echo in their vacant halls. Take the tale of the Old Astor Theater in New York, for instance. After its closure in the late 80s, security guards reported hearing strange noises during their night shifts. They spoke of disembodied voices and phantom applause, as if invisible audiences were still attending shows long after the final curtain had fallen. Then there's the story of the Bijou Theater in Boston. Long since abandoned, it's said to be haunted by the apparition of a young woman. Many have reported seeing her in the projection room, always appearing in a 1920s flapper dress, her spectral image flickering in the dim light. Some say she's the spirit of a former actress, forever trapped in the theatre she once loved. In London, the Coliseum Theatre stands as another example. Closed for over 4 decades, there have been numerous accounts of ghostly figures seen wandering the stage. Some claim they're the spirits of actors who performed there, unwilling or unable to leave the theatre that was their second home. And let's not forget the haunting narrative of the Grand Guignol in Paris. This once popular theatre, known for its macabre performances, is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. People speak of feeling an eerie presence, of being watched, and of hearing whispers in their ears when no one is around. These are just a few of the many tales that add a supernatural element to the history of abandoned theaters. Each one is a chilling reminder that these once bustling places of entertainment may not be as empty as they seem. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, these stories add another layer of intrigue to these already fascinating structures. The story of abandoned theaters is not just one of decay and decline. It's also a story of preservation and rebirth. In the face of time's relentless marching progress, there are those who hold the line, who champion the cause of preservation. They understand that these grand old ladies of the stage, these abandoned theaters, are more than just brick and mortar. They are repositories of our shared cultural heritage, each one a testament to the human spirit's enduring love for storytelling. Across the globe, there have been numerous initiatives aimed at preserving and restoring these aging beauties. They are painstakingly returned to their former glory, each refurbishment a labor of love. The ornate frescoes are retouched, the velvet seats reupholstered, the dust of ages swept away to reveal the grandeur that once was. Let's consider the tale of the Lyric Theatre in Birmingham, Alabama. Left to languish in obscurity for nearly 60 years, it was only in the early 2010s that a group of dedicated individuals rallied to its cause. After years of tireless fundraising and painstaking restoration, the theater reopened its doors in 2016, its stage once again alive with the sound of applause. Then there's the story of the King's Theatre in Brooklyn, New York. After being abandoned for nearly 4 decades, it was restored to its former glory in a 2015 renovation. Today, it stands as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of preservation. These are but 2 examples among many, stories of passion and perseverance that breathe new life into these forgotten spaces. They are stories that echo through the halls of each theater, resonating with the whispers of past performances and shaping the narrative of their future. The act of preservation is a profound one. It's about more than just salvaging a building. It's about reclaiming a piece of our collective past, about ensuring that the ghosts of history continue to have a voice in the present. These preservation efforts ensure that the stories of these theaters continue to be told, their voices heard once more. From ancient Greece to the modern era, abandoned theaters continue to captivate us. They stand as silent sentinels, bearing witness to the passage of time, the rise and fall of civilizations, the evolution of art and culture, and the ceaseless churn of human history. In the past few moments, we've traced the birth and golden age of theaters, delving into the first abandoned theater and the stories it whispered from the shadows. Each of these grand edifices, once bustling with life and laughter, song and dance, drama and spectacle, now echo with the hushed whispers of the past. These abandoned theaters, their once resplendent interiors faded by time, their stages silent, continue to enchant us. Their charm lies not only in their architectural grandeur or their cultural significance, but also in the sheer mystery that shrouds them. Stories of the paranormal, tales of apparitions and accounts of unexplained phenomena have only added to their allure, drawing in the curious, the brave, and the incorrigibly romantic. Yet, the power of preservation is also at work. Conservation efforts breathe new life into these forgotten spaces, transforming them from decaying relics into vibrant cultural hubs while still retaining their historical integrity. these restored theaters serve as poignant reminders of our shared cultural heritage, a testament to the resilience of art and the human spirit. As we conclude our journey, let's remember that each abandoned theater is more than just a building. It's a treasure trove of stories, a repository of memories, a testament to the human capacity for creativity and expression. Whether shrouded in mystery or brought back to life through restoration, these theaters are a link to our past, a mirror reflecting our cultural evolution, and a beacon illuminating the path to our future. Abandoned theaters with their rich history and lingering mysteries will continue to enthrall us, inviting us to step into their world and discover their secrets. So, the next time you pass by an old, forgotten theater, pause for a moment. Listen closely. You might just hear the echo of applause, the ghostly strains of a forgotten melody, the whispered lines of a long-lost play.